Thank you, Chief Schultz, for your testimony. At this time, members will be recognized for questions in order of seniority, alternating between majority and minority members, and in order of arrival for those who joined us after the hearing convened. You'll be recognized for 5 minutes each in order to allow us to get to as many questions as possible. With that, I recognize myself for 5 minutes. Chief Schultz, Forest Service has described the pending reorganization as an effort to replace the agency's regional structure with a state office model, which you just summarized. My understanding is that instead of 9 regional offices, we will now have 15 state offices, with some serving multiple states. So my questions, could you explain the agency's position on how this restructuring will increase administrative efficiency and improve forest management? And also, could you address that some have suggested that this reorganization, specifically shifting away from the regional structure, is a new idea? Has the Forest Service considered in the past any of the structural changes that the reorganization is proposing?
Mr. Chairman, thank you for the question. The short answer is yes, we have considered reorganization multiple times in the past. Most recently in 2007, there's actually a study that's on the Forest Service website that kind of outlines some of the review that was done in 2007 about reorganization. Many of the things that we're looking at today are not new. The Forest Service actually started the reorganization effort thinking about things even in 2024. There's been a lot of discussion here today about what we're doing or what we're trying to do with this effort. I want to just remind everybody that when we came into this office, we had about a $750 million shortfall in funding. There was additional funding provided from IIJA and IRA back in 2021 and 22. The intent all along was never to retain all of those employees. It was one-time funding. So the Forest Service staffed up all of these employees to the tune of about 6,000 to 7,000 employees between 21 and 24. The intent was to have those folks up at that level and then over 8 more years to let them go. So if you look at our staffing levels today, where we sit with about 30,000 employees, we're similar to where we were back in 2019. We actually have a little more employees today than in 2019. So the intent with the staffing, we keep talking about all of these employees that were let go or what the intent was. The intent was to make sure we manage within the budgets that we have. But to your point, sir, reorganization preceded us coming into office. It was started by the Forest Service back in 2024, but there have been prior studies looking at this as well on the website that are available to the public, as again, a full-blown study in 2007. In terms of the state model, we looked at a lot of different options. So within USDA, we have state conservationists. We have within Department of Interior, the BLM has state directors. We looked at that model. We look at a lot of the agencies we collaborate with, and we felt that that was going to be a model that was more attentive to the needs of cooperators around the country. So you're right. We went from 9 regions. We're proposing 15 state director offices. I'll just give an example. On the West Coast, for instance, since we have some members, we have a single regional forester right now that is over California, Oregon, Washington, and Alaska. Under this model, we have a state director in Alaska, in Washington, in Oregon, and in California. We think that model provides greater opportunity for communication and coordination, not only with the state, but also with counties, with tribes, with cooperators at that state-based level. We have multiple regions right now where they cross multiple states. So we have, for instance, in Montana, within Wyoming, within Idaho, we have multiple regions. So for instance, in Wyoming, we have 2 regions there, and sometimes you have different direction that comes from different regions. And the states have been frustrated by the current model that we have. So we think it's a better way to deliver services. We think it provides greater communication with the states and other cooperators at that level. So that's what's driving that. And that office is going to be much smaller. So we're looking at probably somewhere between 8 to 10 employees at most at a state director office compared to having several hundred employees at a regional office.
Well, thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
I will ask further questions perhaps in a second round, but now I'll turn to my ranking member.